Thank you StuMac for sponsoring today's video. I speak more on their brand new overdrive pedal later in this video. I think I learned how to use a microphone before I even knew how to use the toilet. I've been gigging with my dad for as long as I could remember, and I wouldn't trade that experience for the world. One night I was on stage, just finished my song, Michael rowed his boat ashore, and he asked me, Mikey, what do you want to say to this crowd tonight? Is there anything you want the crowd to know? And I said into the microphone, with my little sister by my side, Squidward Tentacles. Crowd dropped dead. I went from saying SpongeBob into the microphone to actually leading my dad's jazz band in a couple of days.
This young man is my son, Michael. How about that?
Now, improving on guitar is a tricky thing. How do you do it? Where does it come from? In some strange way, I feel like metal is on the same island as rock and roll and blues, the genres of music that I strive at. Jazz is all the way in Hawaii, man. It's on a separate island like Japan. So when my dad called me up saying, son, you have 4 days to learn these songs, my immediate response was this. Yep, let's do it. That's me hanging up the phone. Now, one of the most delightful musicians I've ever met pulled me aside and he said, you're earballing this, aren't you? I don't know how to read charts. I stink at reading tabs. Throughout these 4 days, I was on my own. May I thank StuMac for sponsoring this video. Now, this pedal is a faithful recreation of the 1976 Hotcake Overdrive. Obviously, it's got all modern accoutrements. I don't know why I said that word with such an accent. Inside and out, this device has top quality parts. From the switch to the capacitors, it's high qual, my friend. You can buy this pedal as a kit and assemble it yourself, so test your skills as a guitar tech. Check out the International House of Overdrive in the description below. A guitar pedal from StuMac. We're really living in the future here. I have 4 days to learn. Come fly with me. That's life. Leroy Brown, New York, New York. The best is yet to come. Lady is a tramp. Summer wind. We need to get to this. Come on. I was thinking of ways to make this situation relatable. Well, we all want to impress our parents, right? I mean, that's like the greatest feeling in the world. I'm proud of you, son. Like, all right, well, this is getting a little bit deeper than Frank Sinatra, hell. It's 4 days. It's a lot of time that I am just absolutely eating up by talking to the camera and procrastinating. My jazz chops would be lacking if it weren't for gigs like this with my dad. So I started with songs that I had already learned. How can I tell that she loves me? You didn't think I could play that. Tall and tan and young and lovely. Suddenly, I heard a knocking at my door. It was a man in a fedora asking me to come fly with him. It's like, shoot, buy me dinner first. All right, everybody, I forgot how to play a C chord. No, that doesn't sound fucking right. Now for this song, Papa wants a percussive guitar. He noted Bucky Pizzarelli. Chick, 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 chick. Fly with me, let's fly away. As goofy as this video may seem, it is no mercy when my dad hits the stage. It's literally... This is a lot of work, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't enjoying it. I'm not right in the head. Okay, so we're in the key of G. As I continued down this deep, dark Frank Sinatra rabbit hole, it was starting to become clear that Sinatra used almost a formula. This is Frank Sinatra's formula. You know, I think I figured it out. Slightly above average blues progression. You gotta have the modulation. That's Sinatra. There's so much potential here to just rip some blues solos, but I'm not gonna do it. So boom, I started to get confident. If I could crack this code, then the rest of the songs should be a piece of cake. Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. It's almost scary how much I start to morph into my dad towards the end of this video. It's swinging, baby. Ring-a-ding-ding, as Frank Sinatra used to say. I cannot believe I just said that, bro. I sound like my dad. I feel like if you're a drummer and you don't know Sing Sing Sing, you should probably learn it. It's got the fundamentals. So at this point, you all know that I cracked Frank Sinatra's code. Or maybe he cracked it for me. Chill, oh my gosh. But how do I do it? How do I just listen to a tune and pick it up a couple moments later? Like I said earlier, I've been listening to these songs for my entire life, so that melody is like branded into my brain. If you bust out New York, New York at a festival in New York City, bro, everyone just goes fucking crazy. I'll recall the melody in my brain. I want to, and then eventually those develop into chords. In a city that doesn't sleep. And all of a sudden I'm playing jazz, baby. I'm swinging and dinging and doing the thing. And that's why the lady is a champ. Yeah.
Keep going. I'm gonna do a little real country stuff. So. Good stuff. Country boy.
As if my dad's set list couldn't get any more diverse. Guys, it's been a while since I've last played slide. I imagine this is what the violin feels like. There's only a small little area that sounds good. If you hit a note outside of that area, it just sounds like this. It doesn't sound good. He's playing the SpongeBob thing.
Yeah. Look at that, baby. Rebuilt that from scratch. Look, now it's in tune, man. They get it's in tune and everything.
Ben is from Evan. Macaroni. My final day of practice. All over this town. All over this town. There it goes. You'll find... At this point, I was done with Old Blue Eyes. With a whole day ahead of me and a rough understanding of what I needed to play, I began refining my guitar chops. Final day of practice before the show, just touching up on Sing 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 here, and I stumbled across a really cool technique. Real quickly, that's the 5th fret of the G string, 8th fret of the B string. Holding those notes together, and I'm walking up the minor pentatonic scale. Yes, I know I'm in the wrong key here, but I swear I'm not going crazy. The charts for this song are in E, but the YouTube cover I'm watching is in a different key, so... You see what I'm saying?
You!
Drums here, keyboard there. Oh, this is a really tight club, so I got the OCD fuzz tone just for a little bit of overdrive. Mark, my man.
Down, you tell me when you go.
Yeah, go.
Right here's looking at you, Mikey.
That's great.
Guys are the players. This young man is my son, Michael. How about that?
Did you hear about Willie Miller? Willie Miller ran away with all his eggs.
I'm earballing this entire set list, and my dad's band is reading charts. When they broke out into Come Fly With Me, I just felt like a fish out of water. I was in too deep to turn back now, so I just hit the stage. And of course, my dad has to tip his hat to the old rock and roll songs, because his audience is mostly baby boomers. But if I could leave you with one tidbit of advice, I would say, don't go cramming as much as you can into a single day. Take time to learn new songs. So yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that I learned for this gig just went in one hand and out the other.
I gotta get up in the morning.
You've heard me say this before, I'll never pass up on the opportunity to play with my dad. For you, it might be tossing the pigskin back and forth with your dad, but for me, it's on stage. That's just how I was raised. But anyways, I was strung out by the end of this week. I just needed a release, and luckily, down the way a little bit, at a local pizza joint, I had a rock and roll reunion with my old band. And I think that was the universe being like, okay, you did your time, Now it's time for you to have a little fun. Go play a Hendrix tribute show with your old bandmates. How does that even happen? My performance with my dad was humbling, to say the least. I kinda just froze, and I thought to myself, wow, I really am an internet guitar player. I'm just kidding, of course. It was a great learning experience. Maybe I'll try charts in the future, but for now, I'm more into playing a Hendrix tribute show at the local pizza joint.